Well, you know, partway through the night I was a little bit upset, just the way the horses were racing. But then I guess I kind of got upset with myself. When we go to the track and the horses are 10, 12, 14, 15 to 1, and you're shocked that they race like they're 12, 15, 20 to 1, is it really the horse's fault or is it really your fault? My fault. At the end of the day, Sintra is not the horse he was last August. Atlas Hanover, neither also. There's a spot for them, but it isn't at Mohawk. I think these guys need to hang out at Georgian. The problem is that they both fit the same class at Georgian, and Mohawk is virtually in charge of writing condition races for everywhere. And they want to make sure they funnel every horse that could be here. I don't blame them in that regard. But Sintra and Atlas Hanover, they need to take a hiatus from Mohawk. Sintra was 3-2, 8-5, whatnot when he raced at Georgian, and that's probably where he should be right now. And Atlas Hanover also, and I know that's probably not what a lot of people want to hear, probably not what Harry wants to hear also. But until we turn these horses over and hopefully start bringing in some more looks like monies and finding, and this is not the only stable. Everybody does this. I mean, there's a reason Ron Burke races. You see horses pop up at the Meadows that were killers forever, and they're just nice horses now. Like Sintra paced 51, come 27 apiece. There's nothing wrong with that. Just not there. Not right now. So, I think at the end of the day, at the very least, the handicappers are telling us, hey, and they can be wrong. He won't win at $25. Sintra was in a place right now, tonight, where he could have been first or second very easily. He was covered up the whole way, moved him a 10. That was his move. Like, I was surprised. Coming out of the turn, I thought I'd be second, although I also thought I'd be second with Atlas, and they were both sixth. And that doesn't mean I'm angry at the horses. Not angry at anybody. It's just circumstances and the way it is. But when we go to the track and the horses are double digits to 1, we're in the wrong place more times than not. So, I think those two guys, if we can only race one of them a week, then maybe one of them has to leave. But we can't keep doing that. Right, and again, that's not anybody's fault. The one horse I thought was a little bit better was Nothing But a Dreamer tonight. I really shook him loose, and I don't know. I'm not going to apologize for 26-4, 56-1. Not at all. I thought the horse could have fought on, and I thought he did. It's the first time he's been roughed up like that. Before, he'd been covered, babied. He needs to wake up a bit. Now there's a horse. Quite frankly, has 4 wins, 80,000 made, 86,000 made, 4 of it this year. 4. He might find his way going to Yonkers to race in the Elmers of 5. Or the Poconos. Somewhere where it's going to be a little softer than when he has to race against. And there's no joke. Those are no jokes. Grassroots horses right now are no joke. They went 53. Here's a little wake-up call for all of us. He's not competitive at the top level of the grassroots right now. Just isn't. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. He's sound. He can lead. He can trot in 54. That's a horse that can make money anywhere. Just so we're clear, he fits 2 classes below where Atlas Hanover, or where Austral Hanover and Tailgate Buzz had to race at the Meadows. Nothing But a Dreamer can race almost anywhere in the non-winners of 5. And he can get around a half. I think it probably makes the most sense just to take a look at the condition sheet and say, okay, where does the non-winners of 5 race for the most money outside of Mohawk and the Meadowlands? If it's Yonkers and he can do there, that's where he should be. If it's the Poconos or the Meadows or anywhere else, that's where he should be. But it's not here. Not Mohawk. Now, I think he probably can do, he fits in almost nothing right now. He can probably dual race here. But we want to make sure that if he does win here, it's not racing for 13,000 Canadian when he should be racing for 16,000 American. So I think that's the takeaway from those horses. Free lunch, I just don't think he was sharp tonight. And this is not a Harry problem. This has been a problem across the board everywhere. I drove horses in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Ontario, and there was a little bit of that going around everywhere, right? It happens. It's frustrating because you got a horse like No Free Lunch. It was just so good in the winter. You know, winning 49, winning 50, look good. But I think it's important we pay attention to what I just said. He was so good in the winter. You know, November, December, January. Might be a telling sign there. I don't think he's a horse that has to go anywhere, but we do need to start racing. It's harder. It's harder for Harry. It's harder for Dominic and Mario here in Ontario. You have Mohawk, Georgian, and Grand River. That's it. It's not like it used to be where, we'll just go to Georgian or Grand River for a couple of weeks. They may not write the classes. They don't want Atlas Hanover racing there when he could be racing at Mohawk. But we have to do something because those two horses for sure are not competitive there right now. Now I'm sure Lunch, as he gets down, I think he was maybe a little flat tonight. I think as he drops down, he'll start to get his confidence back and come forward. But the other two guys, I just think they need to skip out of town for a little bit, get out of Mohawk for a little bit and go to Georgian. And if it's not Georgian, then wherever, I don't care. And, you know, it's hard, you know, when you're a guy like Harry that just crushed last year. It's hard, but you have to remember who you crushed with, right? You crushed with good horses that were in the right class. Looks like Money came into town and pounded them. Sintra came to life when we bought him, but that might have been his last life, right? That might have been his swan song, so to speak. And I certainly appreciate it if it was. He owes us nothing. Atlas Hanover, same thing. Hey, Harry only got him this year. Over the last 2-3 starts. He was good at the start, made his way through the classes, getting a little tough, and I thought he was a little flat tonight. Didn't sculpt that bad. I thought he'd fit in a good Mohawk, and you know what? Anthony was wrong. He was wrong. So where do we go with him also? And this isn't me saying we're going to pick horses out of Harry's barn and just move them all out. No. I have every intention of replacing those horses with Harry's also. We do want to race more horses at Mohawk. They have to be horses that can do, right? We've been picking horses out of the Mohawk type groups all year and racing at Northfield and the Meadows and doing well. You saw how dominant Stay Close looked going into the Meadows. It's tough to go the other way. Export, check. Import, be careful. And Mohawk's tough. Very, very tough place to race. So I think it's just a matter of taking a step back, looking at what we have, what we don't have, and then moving some of the horses if they're not going to be completely effective right away, and moving in some fresh blood to the barn. This is a time of year where there's lots of horses like that. 3-year-olds that just didn't pan out the way owners wanted them to, and they moved them on. And we'll be on the lookout for those horses. But we have lots of horses we have to move on also. So the trick will be import and export over the next little while. Renegade Gypsy hung out a bit tonight, didn't he? But you know, that's not completely outside his repertoire, so to speak. It's not the first time that Gypsy has done the moonwalk a bit, but we'll cut him some slack. You know, shipped all the way down there, new track, new horses. Looked like his gait was a little trappier tonight too. Was at the surface. I'm sure Ronnie and Adam will make some changes to him, and I think that's first start in hopefully a series where he gets better and better and better. I did see improvement tonight. I'm not going to complain. I thought the horse was okay. I thought he was okay tonight. And Castiel's again another third tonight. Looked like she was okay. The majority of the week was that, right? It was okay. No killers. A couple of rookies looked good, but in the racehorse side, man, it was a pretty tough, sparse grouping this week. No killers, no monsters, just some horses that either slid a little bit or a little bit flat. Maybe got the job done or looked okay. But for the most part, the entire week was just variations of flat. And that'll happen. That'll happen. You know it, and I know it. And we all know it moving forward. That's racing. That's a crappy part of racing. We always said, I said it 2 weeks ago when we were on fire, what goes up must come down. And, we're definitely on the downswing right now. So as I put it in my email to you guys this week, which you'll get tomorrow, I believe tomorrow, we're well aware that the horses are a little bit flat. We're continuing to work on them and get them back going, back fresh, back sharp, and back moving in the right direction. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. A couple of thirds, a fifth, overall just a very ho-hum night. But when I reflect on that and look at the horses and they're 15 to 1, 18 to 1, 20 to 1, well, that's what you get. So just a matter of finding maybe a little softer spot for them moving forward. Georgian hopefully will house at least one or more of those horses for the next little while. See if we can get things moving, as I said, in the right direction. Take care.